Should be the 17th birthday of the young man you're seeing right here. Instead, his family is mourning his death on a construction site and using his birthday as a way to try and change the construction industry. Our chief investigative reporter, Jeremy Finley, first uncovered how this teenager ended up in this dangerous job. Jeremy, what does this family want done now?
Well, Tracy, there are supporting legislation that have been drafted by Metro Council members and will be introduced soon that will ultimately block construction companies from getting city contracts if they have a long history of workplace violations. You know, the death of 16-year-old Gustavo Ramirez really shook the city last June. He fell 120 feet from scaffolding at the La Quinta Inn construction site on Interstate Drive. Our investigation found how teenage workers like Ramirez are allowed to work on construction sites. Ramirez was in fact trained on both how to be on scaffolding 11 floors high and how to operate a lift by a subcontractor. Now, even though operating heavy equipment is against the law in Tennessee for teenagers, he was still trained. Well, today, Ramirez's sister and council members introduced legislation that will prohibit the city from awarding contracts to companies that commit major workplace violations in the past 3 years. But it also aims to improve the basic health on construction sites, requiring bathrooms and hand washing stations at every work site.
We've heard not enough facilities to wash your hands. We had COVID outbreaks in several construction sites, and that's just unacceptable.
All right, our investigation also found in this case the main contractor on the job, DF Chase, said they had no idea a teenager had been hired to work on scaffolding because he was hired by a subcontractor. Now, again, the major part of this legislation is to, again, block major companies from getting those city contracts if they've, again, had those violations in the past 3 years. If you would like to read much more about this legislation, we've got all the details right now on the News 4 app. Tracy and Marius, back to you.
Jeremy Finley tonight. Right now, you can head to WSMV.com where you can follow our in-depth reporting on Ramirez's tragic death on that construction site.